Marcus Aurelius, philosopher king, Roman emperor, and Stoic thinker. His reflections, penned in solitude and obscurity, weren't meant for publication. They were private musings, reminders, and insights he returned to amid the storms of life. Meditations, as we know it, is Marcus's attempt to live virtuously amidst power, loss, and chaos. Imagine the weight on his shoulders, leading the vast Roman Empire, battling external threats and facing internal betrayals. Yet, in the quiet moments, he chose to reflect rather than react, to cultivate peace rather than power. Why does Meditations resonate across time? Perhaps it's because Marcus speaks to the part of us all that craves tranquility, resilience, and purpose. Before we explore how Marcus Aurelius's teachings can guide us, subscribe for more deep dives into philosophy's most transformative ideas. Share in the comments. How has Stoicism shaped your journey? 1. Embrace the present moment. Marcus Aurelius's life was a relentless series of challenges, both as an emperor and as an individual. In his writings, he frequently returned to the principle of focusing on the present. Confine yourself to the present, he urged himself, reminding us that each moment, no matter how mundane or chaotic, is an opportunity to live fully. For Marcus, being fully present meant finding clarity amidst distractions and not letting the past or future steal the peace of the current moment. Meditations shows a man constantly grounding himself, learning to quiet the mind's chatter and concentrate on the task at hand. He was an emperor, yet he was human, just like us, and faced fears, doubts, and regrets. Consider one of Marcus's frequent reflections on impermanence. He reminds himself that every moment we obsess over the future or dwell on the past is a moment we lose. Picture Marcus, perhaps at dawn, looking over the vast empire from his balcony, knowing that he may never fully control its fate. Yet, rather than being consumed by what he couldn't control, he reminded himself to return to what he could, his present thoughts and actions. Today, our lives are filled with distractions, especially in a world of constant information. Social media often drags us into comparing our lives with others, or into anxieties about the future. Marcus's wisdom is a reminder that true happiness comes from engaging with each moment intentionally. Next time you're overwhelmed, take a moment to breathe deeply, feel your surroundings, and focus only on what you're doing right then. Let each thing you do be done as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life. 2. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, personal loss, and immense pressure from political enemies. Yet he maintained that we only have control over our thoughts and reactions, not over what happens to us. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. For Marcus, wisdom lay in distinguishing between what was within his control and what wasn't. One can imagine Marcus during a military campaign, surrounded by soldiers awaiting orders. Perhaps an ally betrayed him, or a battle went unexpectedly awry. Yet, rather than sinking into anger, he would remind himself that he controlled only his response, not the behavior of others or the outcome of the war. In moments of frustration or despair, he found strength in managing his mind, an empire within itself. In our own lives, we often expend energy on things outside our control, others' opinions, external validation, or unforeseen setbacks. Marcus's wisdom encourages us to redirect our focus inward. Next time you're upset by someone's actions or something beyond your reach, pause. Ask yourself, is this within my control? By focusing on what we can control, our actions, our thoughts, our reactions, we reclaim our peace and energy. 3. Cultivate inner virtue over external success. While Marcus Aurelius held one of the most powerful positions in history, he understood that true fulfillment wasn't found in wealth, status, or recognition. For Marcus, true wealth lay in cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. He reflected, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter." His goal was not fame, but to live a life of integrity. Even as emperor, Marcus dressed simply and avoided extravagance. He saw no need to flaunt his power or wealth. Imagine him dining simply or declining luxuries that were freely available. His inner virtue and self-discipline were his real wealth, traits that stayed with him even when fortunes or opinions could change. Today, society often equates success with material wealth, fame, and power. Marcus teaches us that cultivating inner virtues is a more enduring path to contentment. Ask yourself, am I pursuing this because it aligns with my values or because I seek approval? When we strive for inner virtues over external validation, we find a satisfaction deeper than fleeting recognition. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. 4. Accept the impermanence of life. A core theme in Meditations is the transient nature of life. Marcus often reflected on the inevitability of death and change, reminding himself that everything, including himself, was temporary. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. Imagine Marcus, perhaps facing the loss of a friend or family member, grounding himself in this principle. He would remind himself of the countless emperors, leaders, and warriors who had passed before him, each one thinking they would be remembered forever, yet all forgotten in time. By accepting this, Marcus found freedom from attachment and fear, savoring each moment. We often fear change and cling to the past or future, fearing loss and death. Marcus's wisdom encourages us to embrace impermanence as a path to liberation. When we accept that nothing lasts forever, we start to value each moment as it is, rather than how we wish it would be. The next time you're anxious about change, remember, impermanence is what makes each moment precious. 5. Practice self-reflection and self-discipline. Meditations is Marcus's journey of self-reflection, a practice he used to check his behavior and keep his thoughts aligned with his values. He saw self-discipline as essential for a life well lived, writing, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Picture Marcus returning to his quarters after a long day of dealing with political intrigue. He would reflect on his actions, questioning whether he had acted with integrity or fallen into anger. These nightly reflections were his way of holding himself accountable, reminding himself of his higher values. Self-reflection is rare in today's fast-paced world, but it's crucial for growth. Spend a few minutes each evening reflecting on your day. Did you act according to your values? Were you honest, kind, and disciplined? This habit of self-checking, as Marcus practiced, leads to a life of integrity and self-mastery. 6. Be grateful, even in hard times. Gratitude was a key element in Marcus's philosophy. In Meditations, he urges himself to appreciate the privilege of life itself, despite its difficulties. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Despite all his responsibilities, Marcus practiced gratitude, recognizing the beauty of life's simple moments. Picture him rising each morning, thankful not just for his power, but for the very act of breathing, of being. For him, gratitude was a grounding force, a way to appreciate life, even in the hardest times. Today, it's easy to get lost in complaints or dissatisfaction. Marcus's advice teaches us to look for something to be grateful for, even in the midst of challenges. Start each day with a moment of gratitude, acknowledging the gift of another day to learn, love, and grow. 7. Live with integrity and purpose. For Marcus, every action should be aligned with one's values. He believed that integrity and purpose brought meaning to life. Each decision was a step toward his higher self, and he wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Imagine Marcus facing a difficult decision where he could benefit himself at others' expense. Yet, he chose the path of integrity, upholding his values rather than pursuing personal gain. This was the essence of his philosophy, living with purpose and integrity, regardless of the reward. In today's world, we're often tempted by shortcuts or immediate gains. Marcus's wisdom reminds us to choose the path of integrity, as it leads to a life of meaning and fulfillment. Before making a decision, ask yourself, is this true to my values? By living with integrity, you honor your highest self. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations guides us on a journey inward, where true power and peace reside. His wisdom teaches us that through self-discipline, gratitude, and acceptance, we can navigate life's storms with clarity and courage. May we each carry these Stoic insights into our own lives, creating meaning and resilience within. If Marcus Aurelius' wisdom resonates with you, share how his teachings have impacted your life in the comments below. Subscribe for more deep dives into philosophy's most transformative ideas.